kerapan untuk menyerang daripada sebelah sayap digunakan di sini. Rempuhan yang keras juga dilakukan. Brandon Gan tolakkan baik. Peluang Azrif Nasrullah diselamatkan di situ. Amirul Fazli Mazlan meluru. Peluang advantage pada Malaysia. Cross cantik Ahmad Azwan Bakri.
And you're back with us on Sons of Pictures. Today we have a special guest.
Yeah, but
And it's Izam's friend.
of
Technically,
course, it's a friend to all of us. Come on.
Yeah.
He's a friend to all of us. He's been here since the start of Sons.
And Henry is not here.
He's actually inspired us. Let us welcome Khal from Padang Bola Sepak.
Hello.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Henry is not able to join us on this 10th episode.
And this isn't the same situation as Yuhan not being able to talk. He legit
Yeah,
cannot
he
join
legit
us.
isn't here.
So the actual reasoning is because Yuhan fired him.
No.
Oh,
Don't
no,
say that. It's the month of Ramadan. It's about forgiveness. So
That's coming from you, Satan.
he's not here because he's sick. I hope he's resting well back at home. But you just heard a sound clip from Malaysia's match against Timor-Leste.
Oh,
So
man.
the boys qualified for the group stage of the Asia Cup 2019.
Henry would have loved to talk about this.
6-0 on aggregate. So on this week, of course, we're going to finish off our wrap-up for Euro 2016. We're going to look into Group E and F.
Oh, Euros
but,
next week.
But since Khal is here with us today, we thought it would be a nice opportunity to talk about local football.
It'll be appropriate to do so.
Yeah, and I think it's a responsibility for us as Malaysians to sort of contribute to the discourse as well. So we're going to be looking at the match itself, the two legs, and then we're going to move on to Group E and F from Euro. So let's start off with Malaysia's prospects in the Asia Cup. Khal, what do you think about both matches?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you guys for inviting me for the show.
Hello.
Great show. Okay, so the prospects of Malaysia in the Asia Cup. So let's just take a look at the two games against Timor-Leste, 3-0 and 3-0 again. It was great. It was confidence building. We kept a clean sheet.
Something we
And
haven't seen in a long time.
It's something that we haven't seen in a long time, and something that we haven't Usually when we lose or we didn't score or whatever, everyone implodes on social media.
That's true. That's true.
Implodes. But last night when we qualified to the stages, everyone can't take the win away from the team. They give it all.
So if I may ask you, as much as this may sound as a cliche question, what do you think was the key factor to that victory? I mean, 6-0 is very rare. I mean, you're not used... Like
On aggregate.
On aggregate. But I, as a Malaysian, I feel like I'm not used to seeing Malaysia keep a clean sheet and then scoring 3 goals. Was it because of Ong Kim Sui's decision to drop some players?
What I see in Ong Kim Sui's selection, okay, you look at the game against Timor-Leste and during the World Cup qualifiers. Seriously, you look at a 1-0 win against Timor-Leste away, and you look at the game that he selected the players. Vast difference. He selects the players who are on form, who are willing to contribute to the national jersey. And you look at the players that played since the friendly against Myanmar a few games ago and before the game against Timor-Leste. He first solidified the foundation, which is the back five. Izam Tarmizi on goalkeeper, his distribution is fantastic. Fazli Mazlan, everyone loves him in terms of his consistency. And Fazli Mazlan, okay, just a quick one. Fazli Mazlan came out of nowhere. He didn't came from Harimau Muda setup. He came from pure determination, from working from within the Johor squad and so on and so forth. And ever since he burst into the scene, he's playing like it's his last game, you know.
That kind of mentality.
That kind of mentality. So it's very hard to take that spot away from him. So he completely took that left back position and made it of his own. And then got Brendan Gunn, who waited for so long for his chance.
I really want to talk about Brendan Gunn. Brendan Gunn was essential in midfield. He was almost involved in every single attack.
Yes, that's true. And he's blossomed into such a terrifying midfielder.
Box-to-box midfielder.
It took them quite a while to actually play him, right? I don't know.
Quite a while because of his injuries and so on.
That's true, but then look at him playing now. And I love the fact that, well, we finally get some diversity in the national team.
Yeah, okay, that's one.
It's true.
That's true.
But a quick one about Brendan Gunn. The team that played against Timor-Leste on both legs, they all complement each other. You know, from Brendan Gunn and Badrul Bakhtiar in the middle, they complement each other. You know, Badrul didn't really go far up as he would love to. He knows his responsibilities. His responsibility is to pick up the ball, just spread it. And Brendan Gunn is much more doing the box-to-box work and then providing the extra
He's
man.
the playmaker.
Providing the extra. Actually, in terms of the playmaking style of Malaysian of our national team, we're playing more towards the width of the pitch.
Yeah, that was what I see.
Yeah. So like for example, Hazwan Bakri, we played a triangle from the left and right. Christy, Fazli Mazlan, bobbing
always
on,
going to the wing and crossing in.
Hazwan. And
That's true.
credit to Amirul Hadi, he gets into those positions. I know everyone's been bashing with him, he can't score or whatever, this and that. But he worked so hard, better than any Malaysian strikers have played under Dola Saleh.
So would you say that we finally get a team that's actually hungry for victory now?
Exactly. We got a team that well motivated, and we have a very good chance to get a string of 5 wins. We just won both legs in Timor-Leste. Up next, we're playing New Caledon, Papua New Guinea, and Fiji.
All the Oceania.
Yeah,
the-
that's a very gutsy revelation for you to say. I mean, you must be very confident in them right now.
Confidence is one thing. I think Ong Kim Sui have rejuvenated the desire to play for the national jersey, regardless of what oppositions they have.
But in terms of tactical plays, do you think there was a difference? I mean, I don't know, my personal opinion. When we play against Arabic countries, it seems as though we don't seem to have that urge to attack as much.
This is an interesting question. Yeah, it's a really interesting question because we have to remember that everything is a process. In order to beat the big boys, we have to slowly play against the quality of opponents around us first. We have to play against them, then we slowly step up. Yeah, we look at our ranking, it's pretty
shitty.
Shit.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. Okay. So, we have to beat our division first in order to move up. For example, you look at the EPL or whatever, all those teams who are there is because they step up from the lower division, slowly move up and move up and move up.
So, you personally, where do you think Malaysia can go to the furthest in this tournament?
Everyone has a lot of... Okay, we were very close. We were very close to qualifying for the recent Asia Cup. We were one of the best third placing team in the qualifiers.
If only this was the Euros.
But now the Asian Cup has pushed their limit of qualified teams. So I think there is a chance. When there's a chance, we have to take it. We have to take it game by game. We have to see the results that will come in. And we have to see the performance as well. And we have to do a lot of post-op and whatever. And also we have to look at the variables that played into the wins. Do you think we will win convincingly against Timor-Leste at a Shah Alam pitch or at a Bukit Jalil pitch or sorry to say Kota Baru pitch?
Okay, that's true.
So it's very.
So you're saying the grounds also contributed to a certain extent.
Okay, that's true. Okay, recently on Saturday night, right now we're talking about the Malaysian team as though we're glorifying them, but that's not to say they're without their cons. Like recently we lost to Thailand. What were your thoughts on the game?
The scary thing about Thailand is that's not their finished product.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's not their finished product.
That's the under 21 team.
I saw the second half of that game. That was a very scary game for Malaysia. That's not their finished product?
That's not the finished product.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, what's happening in Thailand? Oh my god.
Development. They prioritize the youth development.
I want to say something.
No,
Let's leave it to later. I want to add in the Leicester effect into it, Just create a fun part of it, They have Thai monks there.
CK, you're the only one who did not believe in the Leicester effect.
Yep, so you were saying.
Okay. Malaysia, we look very unpolished, but credit to Frank Bernhard, he got the players what Ong Kim Sui is doing, getting the players very hungry, motivated, semua tu. Like, we never heard about these players before, Shami. I believe that he's one of the fastest sprinters in Malaysian football. It's just that he's very unpolished. And he's playing in Sarawak, I believe. And we got other players as well. Adib Zainuddin, who's played centre defence, who was really good. And then we got Karel Arno, who has massive potential to be like Brendan Gunn. I tweeted this out the other day. I really hope that, we have, in Malaysian football, we have that mentor-mentee
thing. Yeah, I saw that tweet.
I hope that Karel takes the initiative of himself, goes to like maybe, like Shafiq Rahim or Brendan Gunn and asks them, please teach me how to be good as you. And then we create a positive footballing ecosystem to benefit everyone.
So what you're saying right now is what's happening in Thailand. Okay.
So we need to create something what's going on in Thailand. And just to finish off about the under 21 games, and keep in mind the target is SEA Games, and SEA Games is still a long way to go.
Yeah.
We have to give Frank a lot of time to adjust. He's still adjusting to the Malaysian culture of football and so on and so forth. He's still getting to know his players, and national coaches on every level, they don't have a lot of time with the players compared to club level.
Yeah, that's true.
So we have to keep that in mind as well. Those are the very small details that we tend to overlook. So we have to keep that in mind.
All right, CK, you want to add some stuff on
No,
Leicester effect?
The
Not
Leicester
anymore.
effect. So all Malaysian owners haven't. Okay, I get where you're going there.
So once again, congrats to the Malaysian team for qualifying to the group stage. Well
Wait.
done right there. Well done right there.
If we don't use Thai Mangsa, can we use our Malaysian
You can use the Bomo, I don't know.
Bola?
Yeah. Well, although I'm not too sure about the effects, but let's move on to Euros.
I'm not commenting on anything.
It's okay, you can let us take the blame. We're relatively new.
Okay.
See, because Henry isn't here, someone has to make the lame jokes.
Exactly. So let's move on to Euro 2016.
Yes.
Yes, let's look at Group E, Belgium. CK, you want to talk about Belgium?
This is the only team with the Red Devils mark that I'm going to support, okay? anything after that? No. Sorry, man.
Do you want me to ask any local football to market them as the Red Devils?
Hey, why not?
Hey, salah branding.
That's how we...
Branding, yeah,
no,
yeah.
if you want to promote national football to us, I mean,
it's a way. It's a way.
it's a way to do it.
Okay, back to Belgium.
Yeah, back to you were saying.
Belgium. One of the most scariest teams that I've seen for Euro. Every single player is a big name, basically. Courtois.
But that's dangerous as well, right?
That's dangerous, yes, that's one thing. But in terms of their individual capabilities, they all have their own sets of skills. Everybody will see them as a valuable target to, bring them over to their club, make them perform for them. One of the players will be Courtois, I feel. One of the most gifted keepers. Even though he's let in goals recently.
He is.
He's been dropped out in Chelsea, but he's still one of the best keepers Belgium has ever seen as compared to Mignolet. I don't want to add Mignolet into this, but chances of Mignolet performing during this Euro
I don't
is
think
very slim.
chances of him getting a spot is like zero.
So besides Courtois, the defense. Have you seen the defense?
Vermaelen,
Vermaelen.
Dongen.
I purposely put a picture on there to show the
but-
whole squad.
I can't see it though.
Well, you can zoom in if you can. So the squad of defenders there: Vermaelen, Vertonghen, Tony
Alderweireld.
Oh, fuck it. Tony. I call him Mr. Tony then.
It's okay. I understand this. Last week I had the same problem
Yeah,
pronouncing
it's-
names.
Company.
Company is not playing for Euros. Company is not playing for Euros.
Aren't they? Belgium isn't Belgium going through like a lot of injuries and stuff?
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah, there were news reports previously talking about some doubts for certain players.
Who?
Not mistaken, it was Alderweireld. Was it? I can't remember. I was reading up.
in the squad.
I was reading up a news report the other day. I might
So-
put up a link or something.
The defense itself looks very menacing, very big figures in the defense team. If players like Spain, let's say for the group stage only, Italian players who's playing for Italy, if they were to go inside their defense, they will have a very hard time.
Yeah.
But how do you justify their recent form though for Belgium?
Recent form, it's a friendly.
It's
Just let it go.
let's just say it's not been satisfying. If you're going
definitely
to claim
for Belgian fans,
yeah.
it's not satisfying,
Yeah.
but you get to see their attacking play as well. Even though they're not defending well, they're still attacking very well, I feel.
May I chime in? The thing I look at Belgium is that the discipline. Do they have the discipline and the mental toughness to go on all the way? I mean, we looked at the World Cup in 2014. It's just that they lack that little discipline and mental toughness.
I feel like they lack the spark in attack. I mean,
Right. No, I mean, you have that little.
in 2014,
Yeah.
I mean, sure, the lack of discipline would actually contribute to that lack of spark. But then I felt like Belgium was just a very disappointing team in the World Cup.
Because there was no finishing. People were relying on the key player, Eden Hazard.
Yeah, but
all
then
the time.
Even now, there's an injury scare for Vermaelen.
But was it because during the World Cup these players actually played like their international tournaments for like the first time?
Together as a
Yeah,
cohesive
together.
unit, yeah.
So like right now they're trying to find that chemistry, that pace together, all together.
Basically, Belgium came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
Before FIFA 2014, nobody I actually mentioned the team called Belgium. Until after 2014, we like, wow,
Yeah, I mean, to the
it's a
public,
very
yeah.
good squad, actually.
So your predicted finish for Belgium?
In that group, definitely first. You can
Wow.
see, based on their recent form, their manager called Mark Wilmots, he has guided them through 46 matches with 31 wins.
And your player to watch for Belgium?
For me, personally, I'll put Divock Origi because I'm a Liverpool fan. I just want to see him play. Please. I just want to see my young players playing well, right?
It's valid.
Because recently, Divock Origi came up to the spot when Benteke is not playing well.
Yeah, but the thing is, even Benteke is in this team.
Well,
Khal, you have any notable players like from Belgium that you want to mention?
Kevin De Bruyne is very interesting.
Exactly.
So,
yeah,
I would think
highlight
Kevin De
that
Bruyne.
as well.
I would think Kevin De Bruyne.
De Bruyne could be a hit or miss. It's
Yeah.
either he's going to perform really well or he's going to be pretty shit.
All right, let's move on to Republic of Ireland.
Also, CK.
Ireland. Okay, so Ireland is definitely in the wrong place in the group.
Why?
Right now, you have Sweden, Italy, Belgium, and comes Republic of Ireland. It's like, what the fuck? Why are we here? It's like definitely one of the toughest group for Irish to qualify.
So group of death?
Group of death for them, probably.
Group of death for them.
Probably.
When we watch when we see the squad list and whatever, I think the fans from the Euro 2012, the fans they just want to go there, they just want to go there and enjoy. And I honestly think that the fans won't be expecting a whole too much.
Yeah,
but
I
if
think
they do,
in general, these countries that you know that their chances of getting far isn't much. For them, qualifying is really a major satisfaction.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already good enough that they're there. I think even us as Malaysians, if Malaysia ever gets to the World Cup, we just be happy that they're there.
Yeah,
We lost at the group stage. I don't care. We there,
Hey, but we're there.
we're there.
You qualify or not, Singapore? Oh.
Ireland can be the dark horses, I would say, from the group stage. Sweden might be kicked out. Belgium might be kicked out in the group stage itself. Surprising things will happen during this group stage, I say. But all eyes will definitely look at this group.
One more thing I'd like to add on from that. If they play as cohesive unit, a sense of togetherness, they can beat anyone. It's just to get that group of players playing together. The hunger and desire. This has been the theme of the.
So there was one article Martin O'Neill said is definitely up to the players whether they want to take up the challenge to actually qualify for the Euros last 16.
I do agree though. Ireland might be the dark horse. They might just pull off a surprise that we might not all see.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'd like to see that. Another Leicester City story.
It's a valid point to make. I mean, oftentimes we, as football fans, we like to talk about tactics, these players and these stats and all that. But I think at the end of the day, it goes back to what we've discussed before on previous podcasts.
That's
It's about
true.
the spirit. It's about working together.
So-
you might pull off a surprise like what Turkey did back then.
Oh, Turkey was fantastic.
Yeah.
in
So
2008.
Republic Ireland's team is full of very veteran players.
Yes.
One of the key players will be Robbie Keane. Will be the captain
wow.
of that team.
I'm
himself.
surprised he's still in.
Exactly.
I'm surprised he's still
I
in.
hope he doesn't break a leg.
Wait
and
until we
die
go to
there.
Iceland.
So players notable, I think, will be Coleman, Shane Long. These two players will be the key for Ireland, I feel.
Interesting.
Shane Long is the kind of player that poaches the ball all the time. Given the chance, he'll push it, he'll score. If he has the chance.
He's like a predator, looking
that's
for
like a
chances lah.
He's looking for chances all the time.
Yeah.
So once you make the mistake, Shane Long will be the player to score that shit.
Yeah, I remember Roy Hodge thought very highly of Shane Long during the time when he was in West Brom.
Apparently, there are rumors of Shane Long moving to Leicester because apparently Vardy is going to Arsenal.
Took them long enough.
Shane Long is actually good. It's just he's not that big.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't have the right services to finish the chances.
Yeah.
Well,
to
if Vardy
get
does go to
chances.
Arsenal, fuck you, Jew. Fuck you.
So predicted finish for Republic of Ireland, CK.
I'll say last.
Last?
But I want them to qualify and see where they go, how far they can go.
Going for the underdog story, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I
for
mean the
Ireland.
fans will be up for it
Yeah,
if
yeah.
they do.
All right, let's move on to Italy. Izam, you took this team.
Italy, 4-time world champion and 1-time European champion. They're a team where we all expect them to perform well. One of those teams. They're
Really?
just like France, they're just like England, they're just like Spain.
When people talk about Italy, right, I just think about defense.
Yeah, defense.
You gotta admit, the defense is fucking strong. But unfortunately, the attack also is gonna be having a dip because Verratti isn't gonna be playing.
True.
Ooh.
Yeah, he has a groin injury.
Is Balotelli playing?
No. I don't think we wanna.
Do they have alternatives other than Balotelli?
Well,
Khal's face was priceless just now.
Khal and I were discussing about this just
Yeah,
now.
earlier,
The
yeah.
problem with Italy right now is that they have a solid defense. They have I don't remember they had quite a lot of
Good
clean
midfield.
sheet coming up to the to the Euros, but unfortunately they haven't scored.
The conversion rate at the goal. I mean, like if you look at the Wikipedia page, you look at the caps and you look at the goals. It's not encouraging. The only player that I'm seeing is Daniele De Rossi, 18 goals in 103 caps.
Exactly.
Yeah, age
History
play-
too, or
It does
33.
play a part.
Yeah.
Exactly, is age a factor? That was a question I wanted to
It does play a part, but sometimes if you dictate the tempo with your age, then like Pirlo did in 2012 Euros.
Because when you always talk about age, I was thinking that, Steven Gerrard,
But yeah, I
fucking
mean,
failing all the time when you needed him.
He can go to Celtic,
I mean, even even during the qualifiers for the Euros, Italy was given a very easy group on paper, and they only managed to win 1-0 most of them,
There you
with
go.
7 wins and 3 draws. And It's sad to say that the draws were all 0-0.
I know who's gonna play. Fabio Borini.
Borini.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
He's not in the squad.
Sad boy.
He's not in the squad.
But that's
Pele
the thing though.
is
The thing
there.
about Italy right now is because they haven't had a consistent formation for quite a while because Conte has been messing around with it so many times just to try it out. They've tried out 3-5-2, 3-4-3, 4-4-2. He's been using 34 players overall during the qualifying period. 34 players.
So the cohesion will be a problem.
So if Conte is doing that, God knows what's going to happen to Chelsea.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So another season for Chelsea.
But again, that's not to say that it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Who knows? He might have found the perfect, well, not
The blend.
perfect cohesion,
Yeah.
but perfect
The
blend.
blend,
Yeah.
yeah.
But in their last 5 games, Italy has won 2 games, draw 2, and lost 1. The loss being 4-1 to Germany.
So obviously the blend isn't really there, right?
Not yet, lah.
Yeah.
But then, surprisingly, throughout the whole thing, in all the 10 group matches, Darmian played every single match.
Damien played every single match. Have you seen him in Man U?
Exactly.
I mean, as a Man U fan, like he's one of my most disappointing players in the list.
But he's been doing well, apparently. If
been-
they can.
Probably in the national cap he'll do well because there's less competition or some shit.
One player that I was very surprised they got dropped was Daniele Rugani,
Yeah, Rugani.
who was really good with Juventus, man.
But I think maybe it's the whole talk about cohesion again.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the problem is right now, if you see most Italian players, they don't just come from what's it called? What's the name of the league again? Fuck. Serie A. Guys, I'm sick.
It's fine, no problem. What's
But
your
yeah.
question?
You forget things lah. Izan forget things.
You wait, you sick. I make you.
Yeah, so you were
podcast.
saying?
But yeah, it's a good mix of players from different league. We get both Thiago Motta and Graziano Pelle up front,
Pele.
and both of them are long shot players, which is
I think they'll be relying on Graziano Pelle more somehow.
Pele is lucky in
Yeah, but that's the thing.
PPL with his scoring. It's because of players around him.
Exactly. So we get to see Pele's true
yeah,
nature in this
capabilities.
Euro.
Yeah.
Like,
Predicted finish for Italy?
I feel like they're a strong contender for number 2.
I guess we all know it's gonna be number 2 probably.
No, because I don't think Sweden's gonna get anywhere near the top 2.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of Sweden, let's move on to Sweden. You took this team as well.
Also took this team. So Sweden,
That to Zlatan!
I just need to put that on.
dare to Setana. So Sweden, 10 points behind the top dogs Austria in their group G qualifying, and they had to actually go to the playoffs to actually get in. And luckily enough, they won against Denmark lah. But what does that show you about Sweden right now?
Dare to Zlatan.
Inconsistency, and we
Yeah,
all know
Zlatan.
how Zlatan is a very egoistic player. Again, Khal and I were talking about this just now. Zlatan is just the kind of player who will play for whatever he wants to play. He'll do whatever he wants.
I don't think Zlatan has ever been outstanding in terms of international games, except for that one time he scored that overhead again.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's it. That's true. But the only reason why Zlatan is such a popular player is because of him playing at PSG. His performance at PSG has been pretty good.
I think
in comparison to his performance.
Ajax days, Zlatan was
Okay, okay.
He didn't work with Pep Guardiola at Barcelona.
Yeah.
That's another thing to consider.
Let's talk about other than Zlatan. What about the other players?
All right. So apart from Ibrahimovic, I think Marcus Berg is one of the other attacking players that Sweden can rely on. Okay, he was the best of the rest in terms of goal threat, but not goal scoring, just goal threat. He scored just twice, but he fired 6 shots inside the opposition box. So at least you can see in that situation that he's able to place himself in a goal scoring position. And who knows, if Sweden can get lucky, they could pull off upsetting goals.
Khal, you've noticed anyone from Sweden?
Okay, so imagine someone said it on broadcasting television before. If football has that hockey style substitution, rolling substitution type of things, right? Well, every time that Sweden gets a free kick, they can just sub on Kim Kastrom.
Yeah,
But his legs is giving out lah.
I mean, I feel like the whole fun of football is that you don't have that kind of substitution.
Exactly. I mean, like in all seriousness, you look at John Guidetti.
John Guidetti, yeah.
Former Manchester City player, a really hot prospect, but for some reason hasn't really lit out the scene yet. So it could be something.
It could be because he's playing at City and he can't get first team action.
No, he's gone from City. He's at Celta Vigo.
Exactly.
I remember him from City then. We never saw him anymore, did we?
We purchased him on FIFA. That's FM.
He belongs to like the players like Jack Rodwell who then you never see after that. So your predicted finish for Sweden?
Second.
Second?
Sorry, third.
Third.
They're a strong finish for third, and I feel like not many of the teams can score against them.
It's surprising. In this group, apparently it looks like we are all rooting for Republic of Ireland to be a dark horse. We're not even rooting for Sweden to be the dark horse. For some reason.
I think it's because we know Zlatan is gonna burn out.
Fuck everything up, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I feel like the reason why I suddenly reacted like this is because the links of him going to United and all that.
How would you feel if Zlatan plays front for Man U?
Remember that video when people asked him if he's going to join United? He just keeps laughing. I think that itself gives me
Hope.
reason to doubt.
Hope.
Who knows, man? Johan can be hopeful eventually, I think. I don't
Yeah,
know.
okay, even if he does come in, he'll probably pull off another RVP effect. Comes in, impacts for one
you know what I
season.
feel that's going to happen if Zlatan comes in? He won't be able to play with Mourinho. They're going to butt heads. Think about it.
Yeah, possibility.
Two giant egos in one place.
No, I just don't think he's the right player for us. Like, I don't see a reason of us going after a 34-year-old striker.
Well,
When we have so much youth to build on. But let's move on to Group F. Oh, Henry was supposed to be here to talk about Austria, but he's sick. So let's talk about Austria in Group F.
Well, okay, I can start off.
Yeah.
Because just now, like I said, Austria was the best finisher for Group H. Group G, Group H. The group that Sweden was in.
the qualifying group?
Yeah, they're qualifying group. Group G, Group G. So they won 9 games and only drew 1.
9 games and only drew 1.
And
That is impressive.
Yes. So we could say maybe we're seeing the resurgence of the Austrian powerhouse back in the 50s. I mean, sure, back then they were one of the best teams in the world. But then right now, how many Austrian players can you actually name right now?
folks.
Australian players.
Yeah.
Dragovic, Fuchs, Arnautovic, Alaba, the Werder Bremen captain, Junovic, if I'm pronouncing him wrong.
See,
He's good. I mean, he's really good.
you can at least name him. I can't.
Kevin Vermeer, Sebastian Prodel.
Alaba, yeah. But
Alaba.
unfortunately, they just haven't been on anyone's radar so far. And who knows? Maybe this could be them actually bringing back up the Austrian football.
What did you wow for?
No, Henry put a note there. Predicted finish first.
Oh, he did put a note there.
That's why I was a wow.
So yeah, I think maybe Henry sees a big potential in the team. The team.
Yeah,
is-
you know what? Reading these notes right now, I think he has high hopes for this team.
Yeah, I mean, with defense, you have Christian Fuchs
Fuchs,
there,
yeah.
free kick experts as well, and part of the
Dragovic.
Leicester City team.
Arnautovic. He's a good player in Stoke.
Is
as
this a
well.
possible second Belgium or something?
Who knows? We could see. And then we have Alaba. Alaba is not a player that you should be looking down on. He's a very strong midfielder, and he's going to be the one as the backbone of their set pieces.
And interestingly, all these players are on form right now. If you realize, it's a very complete team.
So how many Leicester City stories are we going to put?
No, this is a balanced team. You know, it's a balanced
very balanced team,
It's
yeah.
a balanced team that has a good chance.
Kind of reminds me of
turning
how
well.
CK describes Spurs.
Yeah, but
Can you
then,
not highlight all the time?
but then look what happened to Spurs.
They sound disrupted.
Yeah, so let's move on to Iceland.
Yeah, Iceland.
Ooh, Chelsea legend.
Oh wow, Good Johnson was from Iceland. I forgot about him.
Yeah, that's right.
Holy shit.
Legend.
Carl, you seem to have some knowledge about Iceland.
Okay, they had quite of a young. There was this player who played for Wolves. I forgot his name. Just lost it out of my head. There was a lot of prospect towards him, but he didn't really light on. So I think when you look at the age group, there is a gap. When there's
Very
a
huge
gap,
gap.
Huge gap.
Yeah, there's a huge age gap between a certain age of 22 until 25. And also they're missing those type of players who can burst up into the scenes. But so far, nope. They do have Sigurdsson, who is
Yep,
decent.
Sigurdsson.
That's true. But then I want to point out, this is also another debutant in the competition. Like, this is Iceland's first time in the Euros. I wonder how well they're going to do, because they don't have the experience of playing on a world-class platform.
True.
And that's going to hinder them a little bit. I'm not saying it's going to hinder them a lot, but then it's still going to affect them because they don't really have that mentality yet.
But they're in a group stage where teams are very small, though. I feel in that sense, right? They might create the unpredictability there because they come in and suddenly just went up first of the group.
Because I think the thing about this group is it's not a really tough group, if you know
Yes.
what I'm saying.
Chances are there.
It's
Yeah.
not the worst group.
Yeah, I mean Portugal, let's just say that they're not really strong anymore.
It wasn't the group before this
Yeah.
one.
And
If I have to be really cynical, it's a group where we can say, you know, when we check the CV schedule, like I can miss this.
yeah.
So when people are saying that they need to take this as a challenge to really put on a really entertaining game and say, oh my god, you missed Australia versus Iceland. You know?
I guess we have to watch Iceland's games then.
But just
But
so
you
you
never
guys
know.
know, Sons of Pictures is covering every single game.
Yeah, all 51 matches. We'll try to lah. We'll try to.
All
It's
in
very hectic
HD.
for us, you know. But yeah, Henry's predicted finish for Iceland is actually 4th place, despite our optimism in the studio lah. Right now.
Well,
do you think
did
they
say
can
it.
go for a 3rd?
They could. If they
You might
play
not
their
know.
cards well, they could.
Because
but,
we don't watch Iceland play. I mean, we haven't watched.
Yeah,
Iceland
we
play.
rarely-
We rarely watch them.
So-
but in the words of Henry Chu, I don't want to say I'm writing them off, but I am.
But
Let's use the term writing them off a lot. Let's move on to Portugal. Portugal. I'm taking this team. Interestingly enough, it's been quite volatile for them in terms of coaching roles. So they changed from Scolari to Queiroz and then Bento, and now Fernando Santos was in charge. Apparently, Santos is a very unpredictable tactician, as you could see when he managed the Greek team. But yeah, in terms of their track record, I'd say Portugal they were basically decent in the World Cup in 2012 lah. So
but I think that's only because of the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo was a big fear factor there.
I'll get there later because obviously we're all going to talk about how Ronaldo might be carrying the team. Yeah. So they actually went to the round of 16 against Spain with a streak of 19 matches undefeated, and they only conceded 3 goals in those 19 matches when they were in World Cup. Then in Euro 2012 they rematched with Spain again. Then in terms of experience, I don't see why Portugal can't make it to the knockout stage. What do you guys think?
Wow, moment of silence.
I don't know. Like, I really haven't been
Thinking about
thinking.
Portugal.
Yeah, because I feel like they've just deteriorated so badly.
When it comes to like World Cups and stuff, we Chinese people have this betting style, So we think about when we say Portugal is playing against England, then we'll bet Portugal.
You're saying it like Johan's not Chinese.
No, I mean, no. Generally, this mentality when Portugal plays against England, Portugal will win all the time.
That's a very Chinese mentality.
But Portugal plays with other teams, Portugal will lose.
So they're kind of like Liverpool. Like Liverpool play against big teams and they
you
can
just
win
not
lah.
rub?
When we look at the squad here, we got Rui Patricio, Bruno Alves, Pepe, Jose Fonte, a bit of aging squad.
Yes, it's very aging squad.
But however, when you look at the list of players, not many of them have gotten a lot of accolades on club level. Yes, you got Ronaldo and Pepe, and Carvalho, and just about it.
That's
Del
it, yeah.
Martino hasn't really hit the heights that everyone in European football hoped for.
Like, will the rest of them actually perform up to the standards that
There you
we're expecting of them?
But one player I'm really excited to see is Renato Sanchez.
Oh, why?
Just signed for Bayern Munich. If that's Renato
Oh,
Sanchez.
okay, that's Sanchez.
Here's a question I want to put forward to you, Khal. Do you see a concern in terms of age for Portugal?
No, definitely.
Definitely. But again, it depends on the coach style of play that they play. Maybe they play a very slow tempo so that they don't burn out the players so much.
So in terms of getting prepared for future international tournaments, what do countries like this with aging players usually have to do?
Again, youth development, man.
Basically, the same thing Malaysia is doing right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna
youth
say that.
development.
Keep in mind that Portugal have never failed to advance beyond the group stage in Euros.
This could be a mental psychological advantage.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out. But then
Well,
I still say that
Beating England.
this
all the
team
time.
is nothing without Cristiano.
But however, just a last one. The goalkeeping situation at Portugal is actually really interesting because you got Rui Patricio, Anthony Lopez, who's been good at Lyon, and Eduardo, who played very well in the 2012 or 2010 World Cup. If I'm mistaken. He had a really good tournament. 2010 World Cup. Yeah, we had a really good tournament. Hopefully, he can find some spark there. Quaresma, who's been linked to Kedah for some reason.
What? He has. Shit.
For some reason, he's also in the squad.
Michael won too, right?
Hey, I'd like to see Quaresma actually go to Kedah. That'd be very interesting.
Yeah, along with my main guy Fakir Sarani.
Interesting for Kedah lah.
Yeah, but still, I mean, players like Rafa Silva, Pepe, Carvalho, they need to step up. They can't just rely on Ronaldo.
So if you actually look at their friendly against England, which they lost 1-0, of course, they were overly reliant on Nani trying to make an impact because Ronaldo was still on vacation.
Tell me what Nani is doing right now.
Oh, Nani.
Nani?
This is a shadow for me.
Get it?
Yeah, I get it. So Isam doesn't pun alone. CK also does puns apparently.
Yeah, I think it could be a sign that they are over relying on Ronaldo. So
You can see that. And the thing is, if Ronaldo does the same thing that he did during the Champions League,
Exactly.
just stay there on the bench until the last minute. Oh, I don't think Portugal is going to be going far if that's the case.
I mean, like when you look at the young players at Portugal, they will want to impress in the tournament to get into bigger clubs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
Perhaps that's a platform for them.
Yeah, they made like Rafael Guerrero, João Mario, William Carvalho.
William Carvalho, yeah.
William.
Yeah.
And so on.
Yeah, but I see here in the notes that Johan actually thought that they could finish top of the table.
Yeah, because my argument is this. For an experienced contender like Portugal, this is not a tough group. I would expect them to finish first.
That's a good argument.
But
actually.
there are other teams that are hungry for success.
Oh,
I told you not to. I told you not to.
you went there.
So since you already mentioned Hungary, we'll move on to Hungary.
The last team.
Yeah. Okay. I had totally no idea about this team until I did research yesterday.
Hungry.
So apparently Hungary used to be really good back then, like way long back then.
How long? That's the thing.
They qualified for World Cup finals in 1938 and 1954.
So before World War II and
Yes,
after
exactly.
World War II. Okay.
They won 3 Olympic titles, but have failed to make it for 14 major international tournaments since making it to the 1986 World Cup.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's been actually a really, really, really long time. Like even in Euro 2012, during the qualifiers at the group stage, they only finished third. That was their best achievement. So this time they've achieved something similar and they've made it through. But if you look at their form, it's not really encouraging lah for them.
It's not consistent.
Yeah, 11 matches, 4 wins, 4 draws, and 2 losses. And out of all those matches, they only managed 11 goals and they've conceded 9 goals.
Oh shoot.
Tells you a lot about that team. And in the playoffs, they beat Norway 3-1 to qualify. I think it was lucky. And their defense, in terms of defense, I think there should be warning since they're conceding so much goals. And in terms of strikers as well,
I heard they have a 40-year-old player.
they have.
Oh shoot.
Gavin Kira, yeah.
The
40-year-old player.
Basically, the team only consists of 2 young players, if I'm not mistaken. There's one that's 22, and there's another one that's 24.
Wait,
if I'm
hold
not
on.
mistaken.
One 20-year-old and one 22-year-old.
Yeah, one
and
22-year-old.
another 22-year-old.
Yeah, the youngest is 22.
2020.
20.
So that age gap is kind of scary.
Exactly.
Like,
So,
you can literally see the state of the players of the country. You see that they have a drought in talents right now.
and their only player to rely on would be this guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Adam Zalai,
Balat Zuzak.
the captain.
The captain.
Yeah, the captain.
Yeah, the captain. He's a winger, and he's played in teams like Anji, PSV, Bursaspor, Dynamo Moscow.
That's not a bad series.
Yeah, it's not a bad kind of.
I mean, it's something.
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah, it's something. But I think overall, the whole Hungary team consists of players from like lower European clubs.
Ooh, one player, just to go for a blast in the past, Zoltan Gera.
Wow.
Yep, Zoltan
Blast in
Gera.
the past.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
37-year-old,
Wow.
former West Brom.
You're West Brom, right? Yeah, West Brom.
Fulham. If I'm not mistaken, he did got Fulham with under Roy Hodgson to the UEFA Cup finals. If I'm mistaken.
Not the Champions League, sorry.
UEFA Cup.
The
Before
UEFA
Europa League,
Wow.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Dang, that's
Shit.
impressive.
Probably
It's a
that
long
would
time
be,
ago.
That were like, yeah, that's like so long ago. Zoltan Gera.
10?
I
11?
think so. Yeah, around that.
Yeah, you remember Zoltan Gera?
I think before that.
Players that we forget.
Even before that.
Yeah.
So basically, it's the invincible era for us.
Oh, no. I think between 08 2011, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so my predicted finish for this team, I'm saying third, probably because they will be hungry for third place.
Yeah, see, he asked me not to do the pun, but he does it.
No, because it's
Who will be
over.
fourth, in your perspective? Don't say Iceland.
Iceland.
I don't see Iceland being fourth though.
Iceland.
I see Iceland.
You know what would be a real surprise but not surprising as well? Portugal finishing last.
Oh, that will be. Yeah.
Because
That
I
would
still
be
see
shocking.
Austria would be the first.
I don't see why Portugal won't end up finishing last if they have a miserable performance.
Hold on. First game, Austria. Austria is facing Hungary, and then Portugal, Iceland. That's the first group game. Then Iceland, Hungary. Then Portugal, Austria. Then the last round will be Iceland, Austria, Hungary, Portugal. So looking at the sequence of matches, it'd be quite interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm talking about the strategic chances, you know. I don't see why Portugal won't end up. Probably 30% they'll be there.
That's it, guys.
That's it. So that's it for our podcast this week. Before we end, why not we just do a simple wrap up of what we think will happen to the whole Euros? Like, what will be the eventual outcome? Let's just predict a champion. Who's going to be the champion?
Too early to say.
I don't like this.
I don't like this at all.
Johan, you're fired.
Maybe you can try it. Like, I don't
Top
know.
three?
Who are you rooting for?
Top 3, rooting for?
Who are you rooting for? Top 3 teams to be in.
For me, England. For the first time, I want to see them be in the final. And Belgium. And probably France.
Let's point out the amount of Liverpool players in England and Belgium.
Top 3.
Yeah, Khal, your top 3.
Top 3 will be France because they have home advantage and they have a very good record at home.
Yes.
And
World Cup and
you
Euro.
gotta remember, this team is actually quite formidable. I've
There you go,
said
yeah.
I've said that in the last podcast and they didn't believe me. But France is gonna be pushing for a win.
Yeah, exactly. Top 3. Okay, France. We have to go to Germany. Third is a really interesting toss-up between maybe Spain and Belgium. Toss-up.
So we're still looking at the major powerhouses.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's going to be status quo unless some team.
Okay, let's
rise
move on
up,
to
but-
Izam's top 3 first.
Actually,
I have another thing to do later. Yeah.
Okay, chill.
I'm agreeing with Khal. I do see France pushing out more of a contest. And I do see them actually coming up on top, at least second. And then there's Germany, a team that is on paper the best right now. And you can't deny it. Coming out of the World Cup right now. I mean, okay, coming out of the World Cup 2 years ago, they're still the same team. They have the same cohesion. And who knows, they could actually bring it all the way.
I would have to. There's a bit of conflict over there. I think the German team has been on the under transition.
Yes,
That's not wrong. That's not wrong.
Transition's alright. I mean, like, it's a good platform for the younger players.
But you do still see the senior players.
Oh,
on
yeah,
there.
exactly.
A lot of them are still there.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember Henry flipping out that Royce wasn't in it.
That one is due to injury.
Actually, I don't see Belgium going third.
Wow.
I see Spain.
Spain.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
see Spain.
Yeah.
Like I was the one who covered Spain the other day, and I do feel like Spain, if pushed in the right direction, they're gonna be going far in this competition.
Okay.
My top three, England, because I don't know, I feel like supporting them this time.
Yeah,
England.
I feel like England.
and I have high expectations for them. They're fielding a lot of new players that have never played before.
Show the hunger and desire.
Yeah, England, France because of the home advantage. And for the third one, when you mentioned Germany is in the transition, I feel like Spain is in the transition as well.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's a toss-up between these two teams.
It's a toss-up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So either way, all of us decided to go with the powerhouses.
Exactly, which brings me to my next point. If you had a chance to pick one dark horse, who would the dark horse be?
Belgium cannot RCK.
I never said Belgium.
Okay, you can. The rule of this segment is you cannot choose the team that has already been in the top three.
Either Wales or Croatia for me.
Wales or Croatia.
Yeah.
That's so the hipster choice. The amount of people wearing the Wales jerseys is gonna be a lot. Yeah.
Croatia, because I mentioned about them the last podcast. I see them going through the last 16, probably winning the thing. Unpredictable. Let's just see.
I'm thinking Austria or Romania.
Austria. What? Romania?
Romania.
Why?
I was quite surprised how Romania is right now. They're a steady team, that's for sure. And who knows if they can just keep on the stability.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah, Romania has creatures. Yeah.
Carl, your pick?
My pick.
The hipster pick. Come on.
Hipster pick. Come on. This is gonna be a interesting one. I'm gonna go with Switzerland.
Oh.
Switzerland, because they have a really good plus sign on their side.
Oh god damn it.
No, chill. No, I mean like in retrospect, because they have Fabian Schär, who's a product of FC Basel Youth Academy. It's been fantastic. I mean, not to say fantastic. It's been really good with Hoffenheim. Jan Sommer is a bloody good keeper for Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Roman Burki as keeper as well. And you got Xhaka, Behrami, Shaqiri.
Oh, yeah,
got a
that's
point
true,
to
that's
prove.
true.
Got a point to prove. And then
Henry
got
covered this team, right?
No.
Yeah.
Switzerland was mine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Aris
because Zaka.
Varovic,
Yeah.
Mbolo, and Dediak. Yeah, so I mean,
Actually, that's true. Switzerland
Switzerland.
could be formidable.
Yeah, and
But
also-
I actually just want to point out one thing. Yeah. I'm not happy with the whole best of the top three. Sorry, best of the third placing.
You mean there's no playoffs between all the third places,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
That's gonna take more time though.
Yeah,
If you
so-
think about
I
it.
think it's because of cost lah.
Yeah.
They took into account cost lah.
We'll discuss more about this during
Yeah.
the whole process.
And I have a feeling
itself.
they took into account security as well.
That's
Yeah,
for
the
sure. With
terrorists-
France being
France being
targeted.
under targeted. Going on to my pick, I'm surprised no one here chose Poland.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
yeah. I was still toss up pick. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Poland. Not because I covered the team, but because I actually went through the team and it's quite scary. It's quite scary. And if you look at the way they've played in the
Chesney.
past, it's
Chesney.
quite scary.
Chesney, Gregor Kukushak.
I don't know. It's in
Yeah.
my previous talk set. I
Lewandowski,
can't.
Lewandowski.
So cut back to that talk set.
Hey! All right, so that brings us to the end of our show this week. We've covered the whole Euro thing, the whole pre-banter.
And guys,
Guys.
it's show number 10.
It's show number 10. Yay.
May I be the first one to say congratulations for making it to 10 episodes.
Yay.
You guys have done really good job and done better than me actually, because I only did 4 episodes.
Hey, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
chill.
You had to stay with SoundCloud. You didn't want to move.
Well, I do have a starting 11 of SoundCloud accounts.
Exactly.
So yeah, when we come back next week, we're gonna be covering the actual Euro matches. We'll try to coordinate our time and try to look at all the matches.
and hopefully Henry's back, man.
yeah, hopefully Henry's recovered.
Up it.
Or he doesn't catch a second fever or something, touch wood.
Hey.
So thank you, Khal, for coming here this
thank you
week.
for having
But
me.
you know what Henry's gonna catch?
Yeah.
Football fever.
Hey, I hate you.
A warning to listeners, please keep your volume down a little bit.
I'll do the editing, don't worry. Yeah, so thank you, Khal, once again from Padang Bola
Thank
Sepak
you
for
very
joining
much.
us. Hopefully we get to converse with you as well in the future about local football especially.
Yeah, sure, anytime.
Yeah, so until next time, this is Yuhan, Khal from Padang Bola Sepak,
Izam signing off.
and CK signing off.
Then
Bye, Henry.
Ghost of Henry is here.
Bye, Henry.
Loads of Henry.
Bye, Henry.
Loads of balls.